The deep silence of space was broken only by the soft hum of machinery aboard the UES Thunderbolt. Captain James Walker stood at the bridge's main viewport, his weathered hands clasped behind his back as he watched the endless field of stars. 20 years of military service had taught him that moments of peace like this rarely lasted long. "Captain, incoming transmission," called out Tom from his communication station. "It's a distress signal, sir, coming from the Miller Belt trading route." Walker turned away from the viewport, his blue eyes narrowing. The Miller Belt was notorious for its dangers. Thick asteroid fields, radiation storms, and lately, an increasing number of missing ships. "Put it on the main screen." The message crackled through the ship's speakers, filled with static and fear. "This is the merchant vessel Star Runner. We're under attack. Unknown ships, they've disabled our engines. Please, if anyone can hear this." The transmission cut off abruptly. "Location?" Walker asked, already moving to his command chair. "Edge of the Orion Arm." "Sir," replied Mike from navigation. "About 30 minutes at full burn." "But," he hesitated, "we'll be well outside our patrol zone." Walker nodded slowly. They were indeed far from their assigned sector, and headquarters didn't look kindly on ships that strayed from their posts. But 20 years had also taught him another lesson. Sometimes rules needed to be bent to save lives. "Combat status?" he asked. "All systems green," reported Lisa from Tactical. "Main guns charge, point defense grid online. Shield generators at full capacity." Walker leaned forward in his chair. "Plot a course to the distress signal. Maximum speed." The bridge crew exchanged quick glances. They knew what going outside their zone meant, but they trusted their captain. The massive engines of the Thunderbolt roared to life, pushing the warship through space at speeds that would have amazed humanity's earliest space explorers. As they approached the coordinates, Tom's console lit up again. "Sir," picking up multiple ships around the Star Runner. 6. No, 8 vessels. Configuration unknown. Definitely not human design. "Show me," Walker ordered. The main screen filled with the image of a merchant ship surrounded by smaller, aggressive-looking vessels. Their design was rough, with exposed engine cores and hastily welded armor plates. Pirates, without a doubt, but not from any known species. "Those ships," Lisa said, studying her tactical readings. "They're using some kind of energy weapons I've never seen before, but the technology looks mixed, like they've cobbled together different alien tech." Walker stood up, his decision made. "Sound general quarters. All hands to battle stations." Red alert klaxons blared throughout the ship. Crew members rushed to their posts as armored shutters slid over the viewports. The Thunderbolt's weapon systems hummed to life, and its powerful shields created a subtle shimmer around the hull. "Sir," Mike called out, his voice tense. "They haven't noticed us yet. We could still turn back, call for reinforcements." Walker shook his head. "The Star Runner's crew won't last that long." He straightened his uniform. "Besides, the Thunderbolt isn't just any warship. She's the most advanced vessel in the human fleet. And it's time we showed these pirates why stealing from human space is a bad idea." The bridge crew nodded, their earlier uncertainty replaced with determination. The Thunderbolt moved forward, its massive form emerging from the cover of a nearby asteroid field. "Open a channel to all ships," Walker commanded. "Let's give them one chance to surrender." Tom worked his console. "Channel open, sir." Walker's voice was calm but carried the weight of authority earned through years of command. "Attention unidentified vessels. This is Captain James Walker of the UES Thunderbolt. You are engaged in illegal activities in human space. Power down your weapons and prepare to be boarded." The response came almost immediately, not in words, but in action. The pirate ships turned as one, their strange weapons powering up as they faced this new threat. Walker allowed himself a small smile. "Well then, tactical, target the nearest vessel. Show them what a real warship can do." The first shot from the Thunderbolt split the darkness of space like lightning. It struck the nearest pirate ship with devastating precision, cutting through its shields as if they were paper. The vessel didn't explode. Instead, its engines died, and it drifted helplessly. Clean hit, Lisa reported from Tactical. Their shield technology is at least 30 years behind ours. The remaining pirate ships scattered like startled birds, but they didn't flee. Instead, they regrouped into an attack formation that Walker had never seen before. A new voice crackled over the communication system, harsh and filled with clicks. "I am Boss Krell," the voice announced in broken English. "You make big mistake, human ship. We are many. You are one." Walker watched as the tactical display showed the pirate ships moving to surround the Thunderbolt. "They seem pretty confident for ships that just saw their friend disabled with one shot," he said. Tom looked up from his console. "Sir, I'm picking up transmissions between their ships. They're laughing. They think we got lucky." "Let them think that," Walker replied. He turned to Lisa. "What's the status of the Star Runner?" "Life signs stable, but their hull is breached in 3 places. They need help soon, Captain." The pirates were closing in now, their ships moving in an intricate dance that suggested years of working together. Energy readings spiked across all their vessels. "Multiple weapons powering up," Lisa warned. "They're using some kind of plasma-based technology. Crude, but potentially dangerous in numbers." Walker nodded. "Defensive pattern Delta. Show them why humanity stopped using plasma weapons a decade ago." The Thunderbolt's engines pulsed, and the massive warship began to move. Despite its size, it turned with the grace of a much smaller vessel. The pirates fired their first volley, streams of bright plasma that lit up space like miniature suns. Not a single shot hit. The Thunderbolt's point defense system, guided by its advanced AI, calculated the trajectory of each plasma bolt and moved the ship microsections before impact. To the pirates, it must have looked like magic. "Sir," Mike called out, "they're trying to cut us off from the Star Runner. Their formation suggests they've done this before. Trap and isolate." "Good," Walker said. "That means they're predictable. Tom, get me a channel to Boss Krell." The connection crackled to life. Krell's voice came through, still confident. "Ready to surrender, human. Maybe we keep you alive, teach you to serve on our ships." Walker's response was calm. "Boss Krell, I'm giving you one last chance. Your weapons can't touch us. Your shields can't stop us. Release the Star Runner and leave human space." Laughter echoed through the bridge. Big words from tiny ship. "Brothers, show them how we deal with." The rest of Krell's sentence was cut off as Walker nodded to Lisa. The Thunderbolt's main guns fired again, this time in a precise pattern. 3 more pirate ships lost power, their engines dark and cold. "4 down, 4 to go," Lisa reported. "Sir, they're changing formation. Energy readings are... Wait, they're charging something bigger." The remaining pirate ships clustered together, energy flowing between them in visible arcs. "Witness true power," Krell shouted over the comm. "Combined plasma strike will vaporize your ship." Walker watched the energy readings climb higher. "Lisa, target their power transfer nodes. Mike, bring us about to heading 227 Mark 34. Tom, tell the Star Runner's crew to brace for shockwaves." The pirates' combined weapon began to glow, creating a miniature star between their ships. But Walker saw what they didn't. How the power transfer was straining their outdated systems, how their formation left them vulnerable to a single well-placed strike. "Sir," Lisa said quietly, "if we hit them while they're charging." Walker finished her thought. "The feedback will disable all their remaining ships at once." He stood from his chair. "End this." The Thunderbolt's main gun spoke one final time. The combined plasma strike never came. When the Thunderbolt's shot hit the power transfer node between the pirate ships, the feedback was spectacular. Energy cascaded through their connected systems like a chain of falling dominoes. One by one, their engines flickered and died, leaving them drifting helplessly in space. All hostile ships disabled, Lisa reported, a hint of pride in her voice. Their weapons and engines are offline, but life support systems remain functional. Walker watched the dead ships drift on his tactical display. Casualties. None detected, sir, Tom answered. The feedback knocked out their systems, but our targeting was precise enough to avoid any hull breaches. The bridge crew let out a collective breath they hadn't realized they were holding. Taking down an entire pirate fleet without a single death was no small feat. Open a channel to Boss Krell, Walker ordered. Let's see if he's ready to talk now. The communication screen flickered to life, showing the interior of Krell's bridge for the first time. The alien captain stood nearly 7 feet tall, his scaled skin a deep purple, and 4 eyes blinking in disbelief at what had just happened. Behind him, his crew frantically worked at dead consoles. Impossible, Krell hissed. No single ship could. We had perfect strategy. Perfect formation. Your strategy was perfect, Walker agreed, against the kind of ships you usually prey on. But the Thunderbolt isn't a merchant vessel. We're a warship built to protect them. Mike's console beeped. Captain, the Star Runner is hailing us. Put them through, Walker ordered. The captain of the merchant ship appeared on screen beside Krell. He was an older man, his face lined with relief. Thunderbolt, we can't thank you enough. They'd been hunting us for hours. Secure your ship and prepare for rescue teams, Walker instructed. We'll have medical personnel over shortly. He turned his attention back to Krell. Now about your fleet. The alien pirate's scales darkened with rage. Kill us then, if you're so powerful. That's what pirates do, yes. No, Walker said firmly. That's what you do. We're going to arrest you, confiscate your ships, and make sure you face proper justice. Tom, alert Earth Command. Request transport ships for prisoner transfer. Lisa suddenly straightened at her station. Sir, detecting power spikes from 2 of the disabled ships. They're trying to overload their reactors. Walker's eyes narrowed. They're trying to take us with them. Lisa, get me a target lock on those reactor cores. Mike, maximum safe distance. Now. The Thunderbolt's engines roared to life, pushing the massive ship away from the suicide attempt. At the same time, its targeting computers locked onto the specific points where the reactors were housed. You die with us, one of the pirate crews screamed over the open channel. For Boss Krell. Not today, Walker said calmly. Lisa, take the shots. 2 precise beams lanced out from the Thunderbolt's secondary weapons. They didn't hit the ships themselves. Instead, they struck the external reactor housing, venting the building energy safely into space. The attempted overload fizzled into nothing more than a light show. Krell's 4 eyes widened. You could have destroyed us at any time. With that accuracy, you could have killed us all from the start. That's not how we do things, Walker replied. Human ships are built to protect and defend, not to needlessly destroy. Remember that the next time you think about raiding in our space. The bridge fell silent as the pirate leader slowly sank into his chair, finally understanding what he'd challenged. His fleet of 8 ships, terror of the trading lanes, had been disabled in minutes by a single human warship, and not through brute force, but with precision and control that his people could barely comprehend. Security teams ready to board, sir, Tom reported. Walker nodded. Begin prisoner transfer, and send word to Earth Command. They'll want to know about this new sector threat. The Thunderbolt hung in space like a sentinel, its mission accomplished. Around it, 8 disabled pirate ships and 1 grateful merchant vessel served as testament to humanity's approach to space. Protect the innocent, defeat the aggressive, but never sink to their level. Just as the Thunderbolt's security teams prepared to board the disabled pirate vessels, 3 ships suddenly flickered to life. They had been playing dead, their crews waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Multiple engine signatures. Lisa shouted. They're running. Walker's eyes narrowed as he watched the 3 ships accelerate away. Clever. They were routed emergency-powered while we were focused on the reactor situation. Sir, Mike called from navigation. They're heading straight for the Stone Maze asteroid field. No sane pilot would. His voice trailed off as he studied his readings. The Stone Maze was infamous among space travelers. Thousands of asteroids, many rich in magnetic ore, created a natural labyrinth that played havoc with sensors and navigation systems. Most ships gave it a wide berth. They think we won't follow, Walker said, standing from his command chair. Tom, what about the disabled ships and the Star Runner? Earth Command response ships are 20 minutes out, sir. The Star Runner is stable. Walker made his decision. We can't let them escape. They'll just gather reinforcements and attack more merchants. He turned to Mike. Plot a pursuit course. Sir, Lisa interrupted. We're picking up a transmission from the fleeing ships to somewhere in the Stone Maze. Some kind of base. More than likely their main hideout. Walker nodded. All the more reason to follow. Mike, take us in. Tom, keep monitoring those transmissions. Try to get a fix on their destination. The Thunderbolt's engines roared to life, its massive form turning to follow the escaping pirates. Ahead, the Stone Maze loomed like a wall of floating mountains. Some of the asteroids were the size of small moons, while others were barely larger than the ship itself. They're splitting up, Lisa reported, taking different paths through the field. Stay with the lead ship, Walker ordered. It'll head for their base. The others are just trying to distract us. The pirate ships dove into the asteroid field, weaving between the massive rocks with surprising skill. But the Thunderbolt matched them move for move. The human ship's advanced AI helped calculate safe paths through the chaos, while its enhanced sensors cut through most of the magnetic interference. Sir, Mike called out, his hands flying over his console. They're using the magnetic fields to mask their engine signatures, trying to lose us in the interference. Walker allowed himself a small smile. They don't know about our quantum tracking system. Keep on them. The chase continued deeper into the maze. The pirate ships took increasingly risky routes, scraping past asteroids with barely meters to spare. They clearly knew the field well, but so did their pursuer. Captain, Lisa warned, they're dislodging asteroids as they pass, trying to create obstacles. Tactical, target any incoming rocks with point defense systems. Navigation, plot alternate routes as needed. Walker watched as smaller asteroids began to tumble toward them, knocked loose by the fleeing pirates. The Thunderbolt's point defense grid came alive, precise energy beams reducing threatening asteroids to harmless debris. Where they couldn't shoot, the massive ship gracefully pivoted and rolled, threading its way through the chaos. Sir, the magnetic interference is getting stronger, Tom reported. But I'm still picking up fragments of their transmissions. They're panicking. They've never had anyone follow them this far in. A massive asteroid suddenly loomed ahead, glowing with magnetic energy. The pirate ships dove straight toward it, vanishing into what looked like solid rock. Holographic camouflage, Lisa said. There's an opening. Some kind of hidden dock. Walker nodded. The entrance to their base. Well done, everyone. They've led us right to their doorstep. He keyed the ship-wide comm. All hands, prepare for close-quarters combat. We're about to find out what these pirates have been hiding in the Stone Maze. The Thunderbolt slowed its approach, its sensors probing the massive asteroid. Somewhere inside was the pirates' stronghold, and probably a lot more answers about who they were and why they'd been raiding human space. Take us in, Walker ordered. Nice and slow. Let's not give them any more surprises than we have to. The holographic camouflage shimmered as the Thunderbolt passed through it, revealing a massive artificial cavern carved into the heart of the asteroid. Docking bays lined the walls like honeycomb, many holding captured merchant vessels. Emergency lights flashed throughout the station, painting everything in a pulsing red glow. Life signs? Walker asked, studying the scene before them. Hundreds, Tom replied, his eyes wide at the sensor readings. Multiple species. Many are concentrated in what looks like holding cells. Prisoners, most likely. Lisa's tactical display lit up with warnings. Sir, detecting weapon emplacements powering up. They've got fixed defense turrets throughout the station. Heavy ones. So this is where they've been bringing all the ships that went missing, Walker said quietly. Tom, scan those merchant vessels. How many match our missing ships list? Tom worked his console for a moment. At least 15 confirmed matches, sir, some dating back months. The main screen suddenly flickered to life, showing Boss Krell. He stood in what appeared to be a control center, surrounded by other pirates of various alien species. His scales had turned a deep, angry purple. Impressive, yes. Krell spread his arms wide. Our home for many cycles. Many ships, many prizes. Now it becomes your tomb. Walker remained calm. You're outgunned, Krell. You've seen what the Thunderbolt can do. Stand down and release your prisoners. Krell laughed, but there was an edge of desperation to it. You think this is all we have? Hidden gun ports, shield generators stolen from military ships, crews from a dozen worlds. All will fight. All will die before surrendering to one human ship. Sir, Lisa interrupted, those defense turrets. They're Arcadian military grade. Top-of-the-line stuff, probably stolen from a military convoy. Walker nodded. The Arcadians were known for their weapons technology. This wasn't going to be as simple as their space battle. Last chance, Krell. Walker offered. Those prisoners don't need to be caught in the middle of this. The prisoners. Krell's 4 eyes narrowed. They are our insurance. Come closer, human ship. See what happens when we decompress their holding cells. The bridge crew tensed, but Walker didn't flinch. Tom, get me a tight beam transmission to those cells. Ship-to-ship channel, lowest power possible. Channel open. Sir. Walker's voice was firm but reassuring. To all prisoners in the holding cells. This is Captain Walker of the UES Thunderbolt. When I give the signal, get as low to the floor as you can and brace for impact. Help is coming. Krell's laughter boomed through the main channel. Bold words. But see how our defense grid already has you locked. Now, Lisa. The Thunderbolt's secondary weapons fired with surgical precision. Not at the defense turrets, not at the pirate ships, but at specific points around the holding cells. The shots burned through the metal just enough to trigger the emergency containment fields, standard safety equipment on all modern space stations. Containment fields active in prisoner sections, Lisa reported. They're safe from decompression now. Krell's laughter stopped. Impossible. How did you know where to? How did you? Human ships have very good scanners, Walker said simply. Now about those defense turrets. The Thunderbolt's main gun spoke again, each shot taking out a weapon emplacement with precision that left the pirates stunned. Their stolen Arcadian technology, pride of their defense network, was being systematically dismantled. Wait. Krell held up his hands. Wait. Perhaps we can talk. Make deal. Walker's voice hardened. The time for deals is past. You threatened innocent lives. You've been raiding our shipping lanes. And now we know you've been holding prisoners. He turned to his crew. Security teams, prepare for boarding. Medical teams, stand by to assist prisoners. Engineering, get ready to hack their systems. Krell's image disappeared from the screen, replaced by chaos as pirates ran in all directions. Some headed for their ships, others for escape pods, while a few threw down their weapons. Sir, Tom reported with a smile, I'm getting surrender signals from multiple locations in the station. They're giving up. Walker nodded. The pirates' nest is about to become their prison. Let's show them how humans handle a victory. The Thunderbolt's boarding pods launched like arrows, cutting through the space between the warship and the pirate station. Inside each pod, human security teams checked their gear one final time. They wore the latest in powered combat armor, making them look more like robots than humans. Multiple hostiles converging on landing zones, Lisa reported from the bridge. They're setting up barricades. Looks like not everyone got Krell's surrender memo. Walker watched the tactical display as it showed the disposition of enemy forces. Tell our teams to use non-lethal methods where possible. We want prisoners, not bodies. The boarding pods struck home, their magnetic clamps securing them to the station's hull. Cutting lasers made short work of the docking points, and the security teams poured in. Team 1, encountering heavy resistance, crackled the radio. They'd got some kind of energy shields. Primitive, but effective. Team 2 here. We found a group of prisoners. Medical assistance required. Walker turned to his tactical officer. Lisa, get me a scan of those enemy shield generators. The scan appeared on the main screen, showing the pirates' defensive setup. Their shields were indeed primitive, cobbled together from stolen parts, just like their ships. Channel to all teams, Walker ordered. Those shields operate on a fixed frequency. Adjust your weapons to modulation pattern Delta 6. Should punch right through. The effect was immediate. The security team's next volley cut through the pirates' shields like they weren't even there. Stun blasts dropped the defenders where they stood. Push forward, ordered Team 1's leader. Remember your training. Watch those corners. The pirates had turned their station into a maze of barricades and choke points, but they hadn't counted on human tactical gear. The security team's armor included advanced sensors that could see through walls, letting them outflank any ambush. "Sir," Tom called from his station, picking up movement in the main control center. "Looks like Krell is trying to reach some kind of console." Walker's eyes narrowed. "Get me eyes in there. Now." The main screen switched to a feed from the control center. Krell was indeed at a console, his fingers flying over the controls while other pirates fought desperately to hold off the advancing humans. "He's trying to activate the station's self-destruct," Lisa warned. "Basic system, but with the amount of ammunition and fuel stored here. Can you stop it remotely?" Lisa shook her head. "Too many firewalls. He's isolated the system." Walker hit his comm button. Team 3, redirect to the control center. Priority target. But Krell was ready. As Team 3 breached the control center doors, he held up what looked like a detonator. "Stay back. One press. All die." The security team held their position, weapons trained on the alien pirate leader. Through their helmet cameras, Walker could see the fear in Krell's 4 eyes. "You don't want to do this," Walker said over the comm, his voice broadcasted into the control center. "Think about your crew. Your people." "My people?" Krell laughed bitterly. "We are outcasts, rejected by our worlds. This station is all we have. And now you're going to destroy it. Kill everyone inside, including your own crews." Krell's hands shook. Better than prison. Better than shame of defeat by single human ship. Walker's voice remained calm. "Look around you, Krell. Look what your pride has brought. Your crews are surrendering because they want to live. They know there's a better way than this." The pirate leader's scales shifted colors rapidly, showing his inner turmoil. "No, no better way. Only survival. Only." He never finished the sentence. While he was focused on the security team in front of him, a ceiling panel quietly slid aside. A human in stealth armor dropped silently behind him, and with one precise strike, Krell crumpled to the floor. "Control center secure," reported the stealth operative. "All hostiles neutralized." Throughout the station, the remaining pirates threw down their weapons as word spread of Krell's capture. The battle was over. "All teams report," Walker ordered. "Casualties." "No fatalities, sir," came the response. "Minimal injuries on both sides. Prisoners are safe. Medical teams are treating the wounded." Walker allowed himself a small smile. The pirate's nest had fallen, and they'd taken it without a single death. That was how humanity fought its battles. 3 days after the battle, the Stone Maze asteroid field was buzzing with activity. Earth Command had sent a small fleet to secure the area. 2 medical ships, 3 transport vessels, and a repair cruiser. The Thunderbolt remained on station, overseeing the cleanup operation. Walker stood in the station's main docking bay, watching as former prisoners reunited with their families. Ships from a dozen different worlds had arrived to collect their citizens, and the scene was filled with tears of joy and relief. "Final report, sir," Tom said, walking up with a datapad. "We've identified all the captured merchant vessels, 17 in total, crews mostly alive. The pirates kept them as hostages and technical experts." Walker nodded, taking the pad. "And our guests. 234 pirates in custody. Another 100 have applied for amnesty, claiming they were forced to join Krell's crew. Earth Command is processing their requests." A tall, insectoid alien approached them, its translator clicking as it spoke. "Captain Walker, I am Administrator Vix of the Merchant Alliance. We've never seen anything like this." "Like what?" Walker asked. "A single warship taking down the largest pirate operation in 3 sectors. And with no casualties. The stories are already spreading through the trading lanes." The alien's antennae twitched. Many thought humans were just newcomers to space travel. Now they speak of your ship with awe. Walker smiled slightly. "We're not looking for awe, Administrator, just doing our job." "Perhaps. But you've changed things. Already, 2 other pirate groups have surrendered to Earth Command patrols. They heard what happened here and decided not to risk facing human warships." Lisa's voice came over Walker's comm. "Captain, you'll want to see this. Meeting room 3. Walker excused himself and made his way through the station's corridors. The place looked different now. Clean, organized, with Earth Command personnel helping various alien species catalog and reclaim their stolen property. In Meeting Room 3, Lisa stood with a group of former prisoners. They were gathered around a star chart, pointing out locations. "Captain," Lisa said as he entered, "these folks have been sharing intelligence. Turns out Krell's gang wasn't just hitting random targets. They were gathering materials for someone else. Someone bigger." One of the aliens, a blue-skinned humanoid, stepped forward. "We overheard much during our captivity. The pirates spoke of a master plan, of gathering ships and weapons for a great fleet. Someone is preparing for war." Walker studied the star chart, noting the marked locations. A lot of these raids targeted military supply ships, advanced weapons, shield technology. "That's not all," Lisa added. "The prisoners say Krell was just one of several pirate leaders working for this unknown boss. There are more bases out there." Walker was quiet for a moment. What had started as a simple rescue mission had uncovered something much larger. "Send all this to Earth Command. They'll want to increase patrols in these sectors." Later, back on the Thunderbolt's bridge, Walker watched as the last transport ship departed. The pirate station, now under Earth Command control, would serve as a forward base for operations in this sector. "Message from Earth Command, sir," Tom reported. "They're expanding our patrol route. Want us to check out some of those locations the prisoners mentioned." "New orders too," Lisa added. "We're getting reinforcements. 3 more warships being assigned to this sector." Walker nodded, settling into his command chair. "Looks like our job just got bigger. Plot a course for the first location. Let's see what else is hiding out here." Mike's hands moved over the navigation console. "Course plotted, sir. Ready when you are." Walker looked at his crew, humans who had faced unknown aliens, advanced technology, and overwhelming odds without hesitation. They had shown the galaxy not just humanity's strength, but its wisdom and compassion too. "Take us out," he ordered. "There are more ships out there that need our help, and more pirates who need to learn why raiding human space is a bad idea." The Thunderbolt's engines hummed to life, pushing the mighty warship back into the darkness of space. Behind them, the former pirate's nest stood as a testament to human capability and determination. Ahead lay new challenges, new mysteries, and new chances to show the galaxy what humanity could do. But that was just fine with Walker and his crew. After all, keeping the peace was their job. and humans were very, very good at their jobs.